So wonderful to be here, back in the room with all these wonderful people, some of which I know and some of you. I have got notes today because there's so much I wanted to share, I didn't want to miss any of it. So really what I want to share with you today is a coming home story. So 10 years ago, I sat in a room very much like this one. I was newly single, a mum of 3 boys, carrying fears about money, identity, about who I was, now that the life I thought was mine was no longer the life I was leading. That room was a one of many event. Shortly afterwards, Joe, Susie and Annie began inviting women in the community to become licensed coaches. I remember the day I sat with that decision, finding every reason not to. Money, time, parenting alone. I was working long hours and commuting to London every day. But later that day, I opened a journal on a random page, written from a past version of myself, for the future self I couldn't yet see. I want to be a coach. That was all I needed to make the decision. I was in, and my journey of coming home began. The 10 years that followed were not a straight line. I had that conversation with someone today. They never are. There was mediation, divorce, selling the family home, moving again and again, rebuilding again and again, finding new ground beneath my feet and learning how to stand there. Seeing my dad disappear slowly to Alzheimer's, and then losing him altogether. COVID, menopause, heartbreak, relationship breakdowns and parenting struggles. There was my mum, a complicated, often difficult relationship while she was alive, and finding a deeper love, understanding and peace when she died quite suddenly last year. I promised I wouldn't cry, but hey, it's one of many events. And most recently, amongst all the admin of lost lives, a health scare and a diagnosis that's been an invitation to go even deeper with love, faith and understanding who I am. There are also many highlights I could speak of. 6-figure years, international retreats, coaching programs, communities, working with extraordinary coaches and leaders all around the world. I'm not only sharing these because all of this is the becoming, not despite of it, because of it. Every loss, every ending, every season of difficulty, it is also part of finding my way home, home to who truly I am. During my Lead the Change year, there was a Be Influence Day with the beautiful Annie Stoker. I told you I was going to mention that. We spent time with beautiful horses, and standing with one of the horses, our heartbeats became one. And something shifted in me in that moment. And as it did, a word landed, and it stayed. Hiraeth. It's a Welsh word, which is untranslatable really. It's a longing for a home kind of known, and yet never quite arrived at. It is now the name of my book, it's the name of my journey. It's standing here and sharing with you today, 10 years on. On the first day of the coaching intensive in Stratford 2018, I wore a new pink coat, a hot pink coat, hot pink, unapologetic hot pink. The coat became a thing, not just a coat, it was a declaration of who I was to become. It became a way of being. In 2019, I launched Compliment Coaching. The hot pink is still here, it always will be. Branding, photo shoots, kitchen walls, and shoes. Because it's not just a colour choice. Like the hot pink coat, I am here to be fully, completely, and unapologetically me. There was my coach, Margaret Collins, through my coaching and leadership years with one of many. In the midst of it all, she said something so simple that I almost dismissed it. Begin talking about what you're learning where you are. And so I did. And within a very short time, I pivoted from project management consultancy to the coaching practice that was the beginning of everything I am today. I'm not sharing any of this as a roadmap for your journey. I'm sharing it because I would love you to see that these are all gold threads that run through mine. The woman who walked into the room just like this back in 2016, afraid Your becoming has already begun. Wherever you are standing or sitting right now is not where you will be. Please do not compare yourself to anyone on this stage or in this room. Do not measure your chapter 1 against their chapter 10. You are not behind, you are becoming. In becoming the truth of who I am, I've impacted lives in ways I could never have imagined possible. Not because I arrived at some final perfected version of myself, because I chose again and again, and through it all, to keep coming home to who I am. By letting my light shine, I gave other people permission to do so too. Create a life you love, lead from the truth of who you are, and watch what becomes possible. Thank you, Joe, Susie and Annie, for creating a place for me, and for all of the one of many women I've met along the way, as I found my way